Hello, and welcome to the second part of the Tolson Troupe's fun afternoon day at Universal Studios. After visiting Universal Studios Florida, we headed over to Islands of Adventure, where going through port of entry, the kids decided to look for some hide-and-seek items that other people participating in the Facebook groups may have hidden something, and Ash was lucky enough to find something almost immediately. A fun painted rock that looks like Toad. Cute. After that, Chris decided he was ready to try Dr. Doom's Fear Fall for the very first time. We turned left and went through Marvel Superhero Island so Chris could test his mettle against this launch ride. Now it shoots you 180 feet up in the air, and it can get kind of scary up there if you're not used to it, but he was feeling prepared and he really wanted to give it a shot today. We reached Villain's Alley and Chris went straight to the test seat to verify that he was going to be super comfortable in it. Most of the rides do have test seats, so you can check to see how the harnesses fit you and make certain you're going to be comfortable doing the ride. With the A-OK from Chris, we headed into Dr. Doom's Fear Fall. Thankfully with this ride, we can take the camera with us up into the lunch area. So you are going to get a POV of the walkthrough of the ride. You're going to get to see many colors represented of the country of Latveria, the fictional country that Dr. Doom is from. There are some Doom bots standing guard as you walk through the ride line. There'll be various switchbacks, and along the way you'll see more scientific equipment. The storyline of the ride is that Dr. Doom needs to extract fear from you to power his machinery that gives him the ability to dominate the Fantastic Four. So here we are walking back and forth between the switchbacks, and there's more signs of the country of Latveria, various pipes with smog and smoke effects coming through. And up above us, there is a Latvian propaganda video. It's going to tell us how, I believe it is our duty to help support Dr. Doom and have our fear extracted. It's a fun little video if you're ever there long enough to catch it all. Thankfully, though, we were able to just walk through super quick and get right to the front of the line, where we got assigned our door to wait to get launched up into the air. Here we are waiting for the door to open. And there you can see the vehicle that'll take us up 180 feet into the sky. When done, you exit through the Kingpin's arcade. Now, we didn't stop and play into the arcade games, but if you're ever in the mood, this is an excellent place to come and try your luck at some of the games they have on offer here. However, after a first successful run on Dr. Doom's Fear Fall, Chris was excited to tell Vanessa exactly how much he enjoyed that ride. After riding Doom and loving it, Chris rode it 2 more times before he said he was ready to tackle Velocicoaster for the very first time. So we headed to Jurassic Park. You can see the river adventure there on the left, which normally we would have probably stopped and rode that because we do love that one a lot. But we had Velocicoaster on the brain. You can see the paddock there for the Velociraptors. And there goes one of the trains for the coaster. So we were on our way. Everyone was excited because we love this ride, Ash and I, and we're hoping that Chris was going to love it too. Unfortunately with Velocicoaster, you can't take your camera all the way up to the ride, so I just have a couple of shots here. One of some raptors at the very beginning of the queue, which is very exciting and very fun to look at. And then here's a shot at one of the raptors in the cage right before we have to put our phones up. Chris ended up loving the ride, which I was very happy about. And here we are checking out some of the coaster track, and then if you can zoom in, you can see the roll right over the water. It's also known as the Mosasaurus roll, and here are some people in a train getting to be flipped over that water. That's a very fun part. Kind of scary if you're not hanging on, but it's well worth the ride. After we did Velocicoaster, Ash decided she was ready for a sweet treat. She hadn't had one yet, so we went off to Seuss Landing. Inside Seuss Landing, there's a place called Snookers and Snookers Sweet Candy Cookers, and she thought there was something there that she might like. And I don't blame her. Snookers and Snookers has all of these delectable treats displayed in their case here. A lot of them are themed to Dr. Seuss. Here is a Simpsons donut there on the end. Looks like some more cookies. And in here you can definitely see some Dr. Seuss themed stuff. I saw some Grinch. The problem with this is, with all these great treats, how do you decide what to get? And you can tell Ash was certainly having trouble deciding what to get, and I can't blame her. They all looked so good and yummy. But she finally made her decision, and then Chris had to have one more last trip on Dr. Doom's Fear Fall, and then we headed back out of Villains Alley into Marvel Superhero Island on our way home. We had had a fun day at Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure. Here we are heading through Port of Entry, and I'd like to thank you all for joining us on our trip here. And if you would, please like and subscribe or follow, and that way you can keep up with our future adventures.